I'm a fully qualified doctor and I'm facing unemployment in August. So that's
This video will shock you. We have been told time and time again that we desperately need doctors from abroad. We need immigration because post-Brexit we simply do not have enough doctors in the NHS. But what this guy says seems to suggest that we've all been told a complete and utter lie.
That's my tweet, which is roughly around 300,000 views at this point. People are shocked at how this has happened, but it's really quite simple. There's not enough jobs. Take last year's statistics for emergency medicine as an example. 2,500 applicants for about 300 jobs. That's a ratio of about 7 to 1. 7 applicants for every 1 job available. Similar for gynecology. 2,100 applicants for 300 jobs. 7 to 1 again. And even specialties like general practice, which are meant to be really heavily recruiting for, are ratios of 3 to 1, 3.5, 4 to 1. It's crazy. It never used to be this bad. Here's a better graph, to be honest, because it shows kind of the trend and how applications are just skyrocketing. Because every year someone doesn't get in.
Look at the gap.
Next year, and then it just gets bigger and bigger, and the problem compounds, and it's getting worse and worse year on year. The UK has created this limbo for doctors where we can't get a job, we can't train to become a specialist, despite there being a shortage of specialists as well. And people like me are looking at other options, leaving medicine, going to Australia, anything really. Meanwhile, the government are talking about making the NHS more efficient and cutting back bureaucracy. Just create some jobs. Just create some jobs. Just create some jobs.
I am genuinely shocked by this. I'm like, I have been told a lie for so long. Like, I'm critical of immigration, but I have always thought, you know, we do need to make sure that we bring in enough doctors from abroad because we need them for our NHS. But this is suggesting that there are swathes of doctors in the UK who have taken like 10 to 12 years, over a decade, qualifying to become a doctor, and then there aren't any jobs for them because apparently it's so competitive. Like, what is going on? And I wanted to show you a couple of tweets in response to this. So this is from Rennie, who you may have seen on GB News. She is a doctor, and she says, I can vouch for this in GP land too. Never before would a GP finish training and not have a job, but because practices are now incentivized to employ cheaper pharmacists, PAs, physios, there are now GPs that are unemployed. I mean, can you believe that? What the hell? Takes over a decade to qualify, really, to become a doctor. The training they go through is insane. I don't know how they do it, and they're ending up with fewer job prospects than some, you know, 21-year-old that comes out of university after an undergraduate who's done a degree in history or whatever. Honestly, I'm almost speechless. She says, I cannot pick up ad hoc locums anymore. There used to be some every single day. West Streeting has put some money behind employing locum, but I don't know what locum means. But only if they are within 2 years of qualifying. So less experience need more supervision. Fab. And yet last year, more overseas doctors were registered with the GMC than UK trained ones. So hang on. You know, I know we often say, hear this, silly old saying like, oh, the immigrants, they're taking our jobs, and economists will refute this. But it seems like in this case, they actually are. We've got UK doctors who are becoming unemployed despite training for like a decade, and jobs are being given to doctors from overseas. What the heck is going on? And someone else tweeted with a couple of articles, and I'll show you what he says in a moment, so hold on for that. But he posted this old article reminding us of this scandal we had of NHS nurses being investigated for an industrial scale qualifications fraud, where we found out that Nigerian nurses had got other people to take their exams for them. So you have people treating you who literally have no idea what they're doing. They didn't even pass the qualifications. Someone else did it for them, right? And he also posted this: Indian radiographer suspended in UK for not knowing how to x-ray a hand or a foot. Sorry. You're a radiographer, isn't that like the most basic thing to do? But he posted those articles with this. He says, so we pay to train world-class medical professionals and then hire questionable staff from overseas. What is going on? This just doesn't make sense. Why are we throwing UK doctors under the bus, leaving them unemployed, bringing people in from abroad, and telling the general public that we desperately need more doctors from abroad because they've all run away and left the country post-Brexit and we don't have enough of them? This guy has shown that to be a complete lie. Why have politicians lied to us like this? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm Chloe Dobbs. Subscribe below if you haven't already.